Good morning, class. Today is day 4, and today we are going to learn how to summarize a passage. Yesterday, we learned how to identify the main idea and 3 key details that support that main idea. And we also learned how to identify that main idea for each paragraph and support that main idea with key details from that paragraph. And we also learn how to identify the main idea in a large text that has multiple sections. So today we're going to take what we learned and combine the main idea with the supporting details and summarize the passage. So I'm going to try something a little different today. Yesterday and the day before, I've been reading to you passages that you didn't have. So I think on the screen, you can see the passage that I'm going to read today. So before we get into that, I want to talk about what is summarizing. When you summarize, you use your own words to tell the most important ideas in a section. You use your own words. Summarizing helps you understand and remember what you read. So, we are going to learn how to use the main idea and the supporting details and summarize the passage that we are reading. So, right now, all I need you to do is eyes on me, or you can read along the passage that I'm about to read. And it goes, many newborn rattlesnakes do not survive their first year of life. Baby rattlesnakes is about 10 inches long. Although baby rattlesnakes have a short fangs and a poisonous bite, they are often eaten by birds and animals. The adult rattlesnakes do not raise their young. The young snakes are entirely on their own. Many die of hunger. In the winter, they die if they do not find a warm place where they can hibernate. Okay, so we just read this passage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the main idea and the 3 supporting details that support that main idea. So I'm going to try to underline. And as I'm reading this, I know that the main idea is this passage is all about. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this. Many newborn rattlesnakes do not survive their first year of life. And I have 3 things that can back that up. So let's try different colors. The first one, they're eaten by birds and animals. This is fun. Number 2, many die of hunger. And my last one will be, if they don't find a warm place, they are going to die. Now, if you notice, the 3 key details, they support my main idea. My main idea is many newborn rattlesnakes do not survive their first year of life. So this is what I did. I titled Summarize. I wrote my main idea. Many newborn rattlesnakes do not survive their first year of life. My first detail, they are often eaten by birds and animals. My second detail, many die of hunger. My third detail, in the winter, they die if they don't find a warm place where they can hibernate. So I took all that information and I wrote one sentence that summarized that entire passage. And this is my summary. Many newborn rattlesnakes do not survive their first year of life because they are eaten by animals, die of hunger, comma, or they do not find a place to hibernate. This is my main idea and my 3 supporting details that support my main idea. And I wrapped it all up in one sentence. So for today, we are going to do a summary from the article we read yesterday. So if you can get your writing notebook out, and if you can put your name, today's date, if you could label it day 4, and you can write summarize. And skip a line, and if you can write title, and I have 2 semicolons, and we are going to write the title of the article we read yesterday. And if I'm going too fast, anytime you can pause the video. You can see I took the title right from the passage, Peer Pressure Power. Make sure you have a capital P for power, capital P for pressure, and capital P for peer. Next, I wrote main idea, underlined it. Then I wrote supporting detail 1, supporting detail 2, supporting detail 3, and then I wrote summary. And like I said, you can at any time pause this so that you're able to write all this down in your writing notebook. Okay, great. So you're going to go back to the article that we read yesterday, and you are going to write the one main idea of the overall article. This was a very long article with, I think, 9 sections. So you're going to pick one main idea for the entire article. Now, you're going to go through and you're only going to pick 3 supporting details that supports your main idea. So like I said, there was 11 sections yesterday. So I would just choose 3 that are the most important that you've gotten out of this article. You are going to write your main idea, your first supporting detail, your second supporting detail, and your third supporting detail. So for example, if your main idea has to do with rattlesnakes, you should not be talking about squirrels in your supporting detail. They have to connect with your main idea. Your main idea may be something like peer pressure isn't always a bad thing. And you may give 3 details that how positive peer pressure helps. And then you can give a summary by taking your main idea, your 3 details, and you can write a summary in your own words. Or you may say for your main idea, peer pressure can be good and bad. And you give me examples of good and bad peer pressure. And then you rewrite it in your own words, the main idea and the summary. Once you're done with that, you're going to go back and you're going to answer questions 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, question number 6 says, read the following sentences. The people around you can also be a negative influence. However, maybe a star teammate tells you never to pass the ball to a certain player, or a popular student cheats on tests or sends mean texts. What does the word negative mean? And you're going to choose A, B, C, or D. Next, number 7, choose the answer that best completes the sentence below. And the sentence is, peer pressure can be a bad thing, blank, but it also could be a good thing. And you're going to fill in the blank with either A, B, C, or D. Number 8, what is example of a peer pressure mentioned in the passage? So you're going to go back to the passage and you are going to find one negative peer pressure. And you're going to give that negative peer pressure as an example of negative peer pressure. Next, we have 9. Name 2 tips given in the passage for dealing with peer pressure. So you're going to go back to the passage and it gives you 2 tips on how you should deal with negative peer pressure. And your last question, number 10. Choose an example of negative peer pressure mentioned in the passage and explain how some of the tips listed in the passage could be useful to deal with that particular situation. So you're going to choose one negative peer pressure that you read in the passage, and you're going to use the tips that they've given you to help you in that particular situation. And I just want to remind you that you are writing in complete sentences. You have to have a capital, you have to have a punctuation mark, and reread your sentence to yourself to see if it makes sense to you before you finish your paper. I also want to remind you that once you've viewed this video and you've done your work, you have to hit the turn in button because that tells Mrs. Stewart and myself that you were here today. Okay, so really quick, just to remind you, summarizing. Summarizing helps you understand and remember what you read. And when you summarize, you are using your own words to tell the most important ideas in a selection. That concludes today's lesson, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.